Yes, of course. And I'm going to break it down and give you the perspective from the feminine energy and also explain from a nervous system perspective of why this works so well with triggering men.
Yes, and I'm Coach B, former lifelong bachelor, now married to my amazing wife, Natasha. We're celebrating our anniversary this weekend, so excited for
Mhm.
that. But she's a former single mom of four.
hmm Yeah, we're both excited. We're right before the camera
Exactly.
went on. We were like, we're so excited. We're so excited because he has a whole trip booked for us
Yes.
tomorrow and for
Yes.
the weekend. So that's exciting. But I was like, okay, babe, we got to jump on here. And I need to give the ladies some new juicy secrets about what really triggers the masculine, but
Mm,
in a healthy
yes.
way. We're going to talk about neuroscience. We're going to talk about emotions. We're going to talk about how the masculine is wired and how what triggers them to really want to chase you.
Yes.
And this is going to work so well if you are on the dating, you're in the dating stage, like how I was. And, I was a single mom, four little kids, and I wanted to get married. I was ready to get married. And so we'll break down three different reasons why this works so well when it comes to the masculine.
Yes, and I'll explain a little bit about our story about
Yeah.
how we actually went through this as well. And I didn't know we were going through it at the time, but how
hmm
much this worked in our situation as well.
And of course, welcome to all of our people.
Yes.
We love you guys. This is so good. You guys can drop your comments, your questions as well, and let's get into it.
Let's jump into it.
Okay, so number one reason why this works so well with men that you're dating or a man that you're dating or maybe you're in a situationship, maybe you're in a relationship and it's just not going
Mm,
anywhere. You're wasting your time as a woman. You maybe have tried and he's just not stepping up. He's inconsistent. He's maybe breadcrumbing
yes.
you. He's not going to that next level.
Yes.
This is what we went through, by the way. And the reason why it works so well from just a neuroscience perspective is that our brains are wired for contrast.
Mm,
And this is probably the easiest example. Okay. So, with your keys, you don't really notice how much you appreciate your keys until they're gone,
mm,
right? You don't really realize how important oxygen is
yes.
until you're running out of
Yes.
oxygen, you can't breathe.
Yes.
That's kind of how it works. It's how the human brains have been
Mm,
wired. And when you're always together, you're always with the guy, he is just not stepping up properly.
yes.
He's not showing up in the way that he knows he should be, or he should be.
Mm,
You guys are taking each other for granted, or
yes.
maybe he's taking you for granted. He's not stepping up to that next level. When you remove yourself and you go no contact,
Mm,
meaning you completely detach from this guy,
yes.
you move on,
Yes.
like what we went through. And Coach B will explain
Yes.
that in a second. It triggers them.
Yes.
It triggers them in a very healthy way because it will give them time to realize and to think, hey, is this person really important to me or is this person not important to me? And because if they have that time where they are like, oh, you know what? I didn't realize how much I appreciated our conversations.
Mm,
I didn't realize how much I appreciated just being in her energy. I didn't realize how much I appreciated how much she encouraged me and I felt like I could do anything with
yes.
her. Men need time to process
Yes.
that. And a lot of times, unfortunately, but fortunately, I guess, they can't really realize that until you give them space to
Yes.
process it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so interesting as well because you'll be in situations, and we've talked to women that have been in these situations where they may
hmm
just want to take a small break. But what that does for the man's mind is he knows you're coming back. So
hmm
it's no sense of urgency. He's just waiting it out. It's like, okay, once she gets over her feelings, once she gets over that moment, or once I make up because I did something that I probably shouldn't have done. So
hmm
now I'll give her a little time, but because she hasn't made a decision to separate from that guy, to
hmm
not be in contact with him, he still knows that she's coming back. So it's no sense of urgency. But when you actually make that decision, like she did, I
hmm
wish I could say we did, but but
yeah.
like she did, now as a man, I had time to process and think
hmm
about what's going on, because you're thinking, okay, am I moving on? Is something that
hmm
I was with her, is that what I want? Should I move on? And then you start to realize that she has so many of the things that you desired
hmm
that you have to make that decision.
Yeah.
But you have to come back different. You have to
Yeah.
come back with a plan. You have to come back knowing exactly what direction you're going in. And it happens because of you choosing to separate, choosing to detach,
Mhm.
choosing to not be available. And now, as a guy, as a healthy masculine energy man, we're missing it and we're willing to do a little more
Mhm.
to get you back because we don't want to go through that situation again.
Exactly. And so let's just clarify what detaching and no contact actually means,
Yes.
ladies. So detaching and no contact means that you energetically, you are emotionally and physically are detaching.
Yes.
So that does not mean that, okay, you're blocking him or whatever,
No.
but you're still obsessively thinking about him.
Mm.
If your thoughts, you're obsessively thinking about him, that's a wound that needs to be healed.
Mm.
Okay. So detaching means that you are unbothered, you're not triggered. I mean, you might miss the person, and that's normal, that's healthy, especially if you're used to being together, used to talking to each other, whatever. But you are moving on with your life. And so you have other things going on. This is why, for the ladies that struggle with detaching, it could be a sign that you're playing in that anxious attachment style,
Mm.
something that we heal in the Feminine Energy Academy. But you need something else to obsess about in a healthy way. You never
Mm.
want to obsess about a man, okay? Because we're all connected. So he can feel your thoughts. He
Yes.
can tell if you're sitting at home obsessing about him, you're checking your stories to see if he's watching you, you're checking out his Instagram. I wasn't doing any
Yes.
of that. Nothing. Like I
Yes.
truly detached. And during that time, I was working on my inner healing.
Yes.
I was doing all the stuff that I teach my ladies in the Feminine Energy Academy, nervous system re-regulating, healing my abandonment child wounds,
Mm.
healing my self-sabotage wounds and patterns, really preparing myself for marriage.
Yes.
And I really truly had moved on, deleted photos, deleted to the point where I kind of wish I had those photos, but that's okay. It
Yes.
needed to happen. Deleted his contact, not reaching out, not obsessing about him, not checking his Instagram, nothing like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
And no contact for men is really something that hurts the pride in a lot of
Yeah.
cases when they're used
Yeah.
to having access to you or when they're just used to
Mm-hmm.
getting what they want from
Yep.
women. When you do it in a right type of way, in a
Yep.
feminine energy type of way, not manipulative,
Yeah.
but you're doing it because you're really looking to heal
Yeah.
and move forward and you know
Yeah.
what you want. You know what your love list is and how it looks. And he may not fit the love list at that moment.
Yeah.
So when you fully have no contact with him, that not only hurts the guy's pride, but that makes him understand that
Mhm.
even though you liked him, even though you wanted to be with him, in my case, that if you're not doing what you need to do as a guy, it's someone out there who potentially may do
Yeah.
what you're doing. So it's not sweet. It's not something that you can just run back to whenever you
Yeah.
desire
Yeah.
to. And no contact is almost a wake up call to guys if they're
Yes.
really interested in you.
Mhm.
And even though as a woman it may be challenging for you,
Mhm.
this is the best decision you can make. If it's someone, the more you like this person, the more I encourage you to have no
Yeah.
contact with them if things aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
If it's just like a bunch of conversations, and I'll give you an example. Us. If it's a bunch of great conversations
Mhm.
and the guy's not moving, he's not moving quick enough, he's not following through, he's not coming to see you if you're not in the same city. Like we were in different countries and I didn't
Mhm.
come to see her. So if that's happening, the best thing to do is to have no contact with him. Because for me, not only were we not talking, now I'm not even in the same city with you. So I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I didn't need all that pressure on my mind. So I had to make some things happen. I had to change some things and I had to go to her. And I believe no contact is really something, even though at the time I
Mhm.
didn't like it.
Mhm.
I'm not like an advocate for no contact because it's the best thing and men feel good. No, I hated it,
Yeah.
but it was the best thing for our relationship. And I'm so glad we went through that part of it because that allowed me to wake up and understand that it
Mhm.
was some areas that I needed healing in
Mhm.
and to approach the relationship a different way moving forward.
That's so good. And ladies, when we are detaching and going no contact, we're not doing it from a place of manipulation.
Mhm.
We're not doing it from a place of I'm going to show him, I'm going to make him jealous. That's not the right energy. You're the energy that you want to be embodied in is in this energy of worthiness. This energy of no, I'm not abandoning myself and breaking my boundaries just because this guy is dragging his feet. You, when you're detaching, you're saying, you're declaring, that's like the highest form of affirmation. Yes. Where you are just like, no, I'm choosing me. I'm so valuable, I'm so worthy to get married. And this was not only for me, this was for, I'm thinking about my kids. Right, moving forward as a single mom, you should especially be doing this if you're a single mom. Yes. You don't got time to waste. Or ladies that want to have kids still, you don't have time to waste. You don't. Right. And so what are you going to do? You're going to stay in the situationship where this guy's wasting your time, breadcrumbing him, breadcrumbing. You might love each other. Yes. He might be a great guy, yes, but he's not ready. And so this brings me to point number 2, ladies, and that is, it is the best filtering process. It is the best filtering process, because what will happen when you detach and you let go and you go no contact with the guy, the wrong guys will fall away. Yes. They will move on. They got their roster. They're good. They're on to the next thing. A guy that is serious about you, he's going to make the changes. Yes. He's going to be sitting at home, thinking, contemplating all his life choices. Yes. And maybe you could talk about this, exactly how the men think when you do go no contact. Yes. But the right one will do what he needs to do. It's another problem for him to solve, which is the masculine's job, not your job, ladies. Even if you're in long distance, like how we are, or how we were, it gives him time to figure out a solution, which activates his masculinity, his chase mode. And the wrong guys, or the men that are in their feminine, or they're just not ready, they're going to fall away.
Yeah, and it happens automatically because what most guys do is they're talking to so many different women and they're just saying who's making things easy for them. So they may send you good morning text messages. If it's on the dating app, they may just say hello, beautiful. They may say that, copy paste to 100 women. Whichever ones respond is the ones that they're going to move forward with. So as you stand out by having your boundaries and things that we talk about, when you go silent and they really like you, you maybe gone on a date, things you talk on the phone, things are going so well, you're just in your feminine, you stand out. But they have so many options and they're so used to women doing what they want that at the beginning they may not even see. And then it's like, okay, this one right here was different. Yeah. What happened to this? And then they start realizing, start sitting and thinking like, well, because most, like we talk about, most men, even though it's excitement behind meeting new women, most men would rather just be with one person, get married, especially healthy men, get married, move forward, because it's a lot of work mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. It's a lot of work. So most men would just rather be with one woman. So a lot of men, when it's that one woman like it was for me, it's like, okay, I've been a bachelor for 40 plus years. This one I really connect with. So it wasn't just chemistry, but we had so many things as far as a lifestyle. We really enjoyed being around each other. It's like, you know what? Time to hang up the cleats. Yep. I have to go find her. And I'm hoping that she was still single because I didn't know we weren't talking. I was following her, but she wasn't talking about anything going on in her life. So now we come running and saying, okay, this is the one. What do I need to do? And we're not asking her, but we're thinking. Yeah. We're sitting thinking, what do I need to do differently so this situation doesn't just leave? So I'm able to move forward in a relationship, potentially get married. Because trust me, men sit around thinking about the one that got away if they didn't do the work. And we don't want to go through that. We don't want to have that because we understand that it's a lot of women out here that are good, that are feminine women. But if we see one that we like, we don't even care about the others. It's like, you know what? Even though it's a lot out here, this is the one I want. And I don't want to have that on my mind. So let me do what's needed. So when you do that, men talk about you, they sit around and think about you, and they make changes if they're ready to move forward.
Exactly. It's like the keys, right? You're not thinking about your keys. And then if you lose your keys or you lose your wallet, that's all you can
Yes.
think about. That's all you can think about. That's all the brain is focused on.
Yes.
And that's what's going on with the guy that's really into you, but maybe needed that space to process
Mm,
and really learn to appreciate you in his life.
mm,
And we've seen this so many times with women that come into our Feminine Energy Academy because for a lot of women, it's hard to detach. It's hard to give him that space.
yes.
But it's like the sperm, okay, in the egg analogy, where the sperm needs distance to travel.
Yes.
They need that. That's
Yes.
what activates their masculine chasing energy. They need
Mm,
that space to come and chase you, to compete and fight for you in a healthy
yes.
way. And so for women, this can be challenging if you're in that anxious attachment style,
Mm,
you're triggered, you have those obsessive thoughts, oh, but you just love him so much, you're just so
mm,
into him, he's so amazing, all of this stuff. You have to learn how to re-regulate your nervous system, which is
mm,
what I teach my ladies, so that you can actually detach. It's not going to work if you're still obsessing about the guy.
mm,
It won't work because he will still feel you all that energy coming towards him, and masculine energy is repelled by that.
yes.
Okay, so you have to be able to have that space, and it triggers that curiosity. So exactly what Coach B
Mm,
was saying, he didn't know what was going on in my life. He didn't know if other guys
exactly.
were chasing me or if I was dating. He didn't know what I was doing, if I was just sitting at home talking to Jesus.
That's
Like he
true.
had no idea,
That's so
right?
true.
Because I didn't put all that business out there. And then
Mm-hmm.
so for you ladies that are oversharing, that's how you're shooting yourself
Yep.
in the foot. Or if he texts you and then you text him back, or you're watching his stories still, your energy
Yes.
is still coming towards
Yes.
him, babe. So
Yes.
if that is you, I strongly encourage you to get inner healing and really retrain your nervous system to relax, be calm, heal those triggers so you're not obsessing about the guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the questions. I
Yeah.
know we have one more point that
Yes, we
we're going to
do.
get to, and then we'll definitely get to your questions. We have a lot of great questions
Yes.
that everyone's asking. So you want to go ahead and go to
Yes,
point three?
absolutely. Okay. So, point number three, this is so important because we actually coach a ton of women that are in situationships right now or
Mm,
coming out of situationships. So, not only, relationships, marriages, stuff like that, but a lot of our
yes.
population are hanging out in situationships
Yes.
right now. And that's a trauma response, by the way. Um, so anyway, the third point, the reason why this works so well is, well, first of all, we talked about how our brains are wired for contrast, right? So men will notice you more when you detach, and then they have time to process and think about what it is that they actually want and appreciate you.
Yes.
The number two point that we talked about is it's a great filtering process. The guys are not meant for you are going to
Mm,
fall
yes.
away, and the man that is really meant for you, he will be so activated in his masculine chasing mode, he will do whatever he needs to do to come and find you and make it
Mm-hmm.
work. So that was point number two. And then point number three, the reason why this is so important, ladies, for you is because when you detach and go no contact and you are intentional about your healing, you become intentional about what you want, you become intentional about the things that we teach in the Feminine Energy Academy. When he does come back, because he will come back.
Yes.
He will come back. Not only in our situation, but I would say
Yeah.
99% of the women that I've coached over the years,
Yes.
the guy comes back. Ex-husbands,
Yes.
ex-boyfriends, baby daddies, they always come back
Yes.
when you detach. Unless they like are married now and moved on with their life, but most of the time they'll come back. It's really important that you go through that healing process during that time, because there's some times when they come back and you realize he's not meant for
Yeah.
you. He's not actually what you wanted. You've done so much healing and you realize you were coming from a place of abandonment wounds and anxious attachment patterns and childhood wounds, and you were in your trauma and you guys were just trauma bonding, and you realize that's actually not who I
Yeah.
want as a husband and as a
Yes.
father. And a lot of times women won't give themselves the space to process that. And so you just end up, you're in a situationship. The next thing you know, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's baby daddy. Next thing you know, you're trying to make it work because he's the father of your child.
Mm.
Right. And there's no guilt, no shame. We love you so
Yes.
much. This is your time to heal. Okay. But this is how women shoot themselves in the foot. But when you give yourself that space and that time to heal,
Mm.
not only is it good for the guy, it's good for you,
Yes.
baby girl. So you can decide what it is that you actually want. And a lot of times, ladies, once you've detached and you've healed your abandonment wounds and your trauma, and you're not sleeping with a guy anymore, he's actually not what you want in a husband and a
Mm.
father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so important to make sure you do that inner healing work,
Yeah.
because what happens from a man's perspective is
Yeah.
he'll just change mask sometimes.
Yeah.
He won't necessarily make the changes needed, but he'll adjust because, okay, this is, maybe let me try this. Let me try this. And if you're just so open to,
Hmm.
oh, he came back. They said he would come back, and you don't really have the guardrails up,
Yeah.
then you put yourself in a situation where it's even more unhealthy than before, and it's that cycle of you continuing to be in relationships and attracting guys that aren't ready, guys that are, like you said, breadcrumbing you. So
Hmm.
the healing portion is something that you really want to focus on. Of course, taking the first step and just going silent is,
Hmm.
that's definitely key. But what are you doing? What work are you doing to prepare yourself
Hmm.
and to be ready, not for him when he comes back? Because
Yeah.
I know someone asked me, like, how long did it take us? And I'll
Hmm.
go over that shortly. The thing is, she wasn't waiting on me
Mm-mm.
as much as, I would like to hope she was waiting on me. She wasn't waiting on me. She had decided that she was getting married.
Yeah.
That was her decision.
Yeah.
Thankfully, things worked out the way they did, but she wasn't sitting around waiting and hoping that I
Yeah.
had healed.
Yeah.
It was like, no, this is what I desire, this is what I'm accepting. And I don't care what the face that's attached to it looks like. If this is the person that's for me, I don't know, because they have these signs right here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I did even more inner healing.
Hmm.
So my standards increased. So when he came back, it was like, we're not even dating for marriage
Hmm.
until I know a timeline. This is happening. The standards of, I mean, this was my non-negotiable
Yeah.
of, I'm not living with anyone
Hmm.
until I'm married. Like that was just, I mean, take it or leave it type
Yeah.
thing. Right. And so the thing is, if you as a woman, if you haven't done your inner healing, you're going to struggle with those things.
Mm.
You're going to compromise your boundaries. You're going to compromise your standards. You're going to compromise your desires and what you want
Yeah.
for the guy because you have this fear of loss.
Mm.
That is such a big sign that you need healing, babe. So it's not that, and I really want to emphasize this for the ladies that are listening right now. It's not that you're detaching, he comes back, you guys hook back up, you're detaching,
Hmm.
and you're playing this trauma bonding game. That is not what we're talking
Yeah.
about, okay? What we're talking about is you completely detached, you're going no contact, you take that time to heal. Like you are so intentional
Yeah.
about your healing, meaning that you're changing, you're re-regulating your nervous system, you're healing your childhood wounds, you're learning how to date for marriage, you're learning how to communicate with the masculine. Everything that we
Yes.
teach,
Yeah.
right? All the stuff that you haven't been taught, because no one in our community has been taught this. Healthy marriages,
Yeah.
healthy relationships, healthy dating in 2025 or whenever you're watching this. We haven't been taught
Exactly.
these things, right? And learning how to date as a single mom, you're learning these skills, right? It's a skill gap there. And so that's what you're intentionally doing. And healing your relationship with God, all of those things that are actually important, getting your body right, getting your
Mm.
hormones right. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so and you're not waiting for him to come back. You're preparing yourself for
Mm.
marriage. You're a wife. You're in wife
Yes.
energy.
Yes.
Okay. You're not in I'm waiting for him to come back energy, ladies. Okay.
Not at all.
And then so what happens is he might come back, great. And he's changed, great. Or you've just made space for your husband who's
Mm.
meant for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to that point, Ashley said, how long until you reached out to her?
Good
And we're
question.
talking about after you went silent,
Yeah.
detached, and we weren't talking. Actually, I believe it was about 6 months,
Yeah. October,
somewhere
November,
around.
December, January. Oh, my nail just broke. I just realized that.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
We gotta get that taken care of, fellas. Can't have it out there like that. First thing tomorrow, we getting a 9 o'clock appointment to get the nail fixed. We got our anniversary stuff
I
going
know. I
on.
just realized that.
We can't have
I
that.
was just. I was just counting.
Yes.
We stopped talking October, November, December, January, February, March, April, and you reached out in May.
Wow,
That
that
was
was
8 months.
wow, 8 months. So it
Eight
was
months.
it was 8 months in which
Yeah.
we did our healing. We
Yeah.
we did whatever we needed to do
Yeah.
individually. And for both of us, it wasn't necessarily like, okay, I'm doing this to get with her. That was my desire
Yeah.
once I had done it. But I knew these are things that I needed to do because continuously what happens is you get to that point in the relationship And now as a man, I start self-sabotaging.
Mhm.
I was previously engaged, so it was that
Yeah.
point that I continued to get to where things are going great, and then I would decide, or I
Yeah.
would do something and then it would end. So I was doing it for me, but also as I start to heal,
Mhm.
then of course I'm looking at, okay, this one was perfect right here. I don't know what I was thinking. That's when I reached out. So it was about 8 months thinking back.
Yeah, exactly. And that does sound like a lot, like a long time, but I didn't realize how much more healing I needed to do.
Mm,
Like, I really did need that time. And once we stopped talking, I didn't go back on the dating apps.
mhm,
I had enough awareness during that time that I needed to heal more.
mm,
And that's when I really started working my nervous system, that nervous system re-regulating. I realized I had some abandonment wounds still from childhood and from my previous marriage.
yes.
I realized that and the other thing too is I realized I needed to get my kids ready,
Yeah.
and I was playing in a lot of avoidant patterns as well. So that's a lot of people now too, where you play in these avoidant patterns
Mm,
where you might have some shame around being a single mom, or you're just like you feel like your life is chaotic. And so I really truly use that time to get myself ready, get my home ready, get my kids ready to go to that next stage of
yes.
life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So definitely the time frame changes. And the
Yeah.
good thing about it is you don't have to sit and look at the calendar.
No.
Just do what you need to do. Sometimes people get what they need and
Yeah.
make those changes in a lot shorter
Yeah.
time. But as long as the focus is that
Mhm.
once you get in the situation where you're dating for marriage, you get married, that stuff starts to move a lot
Mhm.
quicker when you do the healing. And then you put yourself in a situation where when you get married,
Mhm.
now both you're talking about two healed and whole people,
Yeah.
and now you get to enjoy your marriage instead of
Mhm.
being in a marriage where it's like, okay, you have issues, trust issues, you have all these different issues. No, you've done the healing, and that makes the marriage so much better.
Yeah, exactly. And especially for my single mamas, it's not just getting you ready, you got to get your kids
Yeah.
ready, right? I had 4 kids and I had to get them ready for this. And the great thing about it, it sounds like a lot of work, ladies, but when you do the inner work, if you spend the time doing your inner healing, learning about communication, learning about what the masculine craves and needs, learning what
Mm,
the feminine needs, learning what your hormones and your nervous system needs, when you take time and learn that, this is why we teach all of this in the Feminine Energy Academy, your marriage will be so much easier.
yes.
Dating will be so much easier. Blending families together will be so
Yeah.
much easier. The reason why the divorce rates are so high, the reason why there's so much drama and trauma in marriages and relationships, and there's no shame at all, it's because we're still playing and people are playing in the same patterns that they saw their parents play
Yeah.
in. Right. And so I had enough awareness of like, okay, we need to break these generational patterns. My kids are watching how mom is dating,
Yes.
how to choose a mate, and I need to show them how to do it the right way.
Mm,
I was not perfect, but that's why I learned how to do all this inner healing and everything that I teach you girls. Okay.
mm,
And so I can say, this first year has been amazing.
yes.
Absolutely amazing. Like we don't argue with each other.
Right.
We've had obviously some like natural disagreements on
Mm-hmm.
things as we're learning and growing, but we talk like this
Yes.
tone to each other. We never swear,
Yes.
we never yell at each other. He never makes me feel
Yes.
unsafe or unseen or unheard. I
Right.
never disrespect him.
Yeah.
It's we have so
Yes.
much fun
And it's
together.
the things that
Yeah.
we learned on
Yeah.
our own, as far as me just learning to over communicate,
Yeah.
learning to have conversations that may be difficult, because it's easy, especially for men, to
Mhm.
want to avoid, to want to go into
Mhm.
that avoidance stage where, I don't want to address it. I don't have time. There's too much on my mind. But
Mhm.
understanding what she needs and her
Mm.
understanding
Yeah.
what I need, and us just living our life, especially as you get older, you start to really relax more if you're in your
Mhm.
healed place.
Yeah.
You've been through some things and you learn to appreciate each other that much more.
Yes, exactly.
So,
So good.
yeah, so we have a question from Tiffany Grayson. She says, what is the best way to break it off with someone who has shown inconsistency
Mm.
after months of consistent communication and love bombing?
Yeah, great question. So, if you're in that situation, which is so many people, so many women, the first thing you're going to do is you need to decide that you're going to move on.
Hmm.
You need to decide what you're calling in because a lot of women get like lean in for a second, ladies. I need to really tell you this, okay? A lot of women get mad at the guy because he's being inconsistent. You're
Yeah.
telling him you're ready to get married, you're ready to do something serious, and he's just not following through. But you are giving him mixed signals because
Mm.
you're confused about what you want.
Yes.
Your starting point as a woman is to always know what you want. You are so clear in
Yes.
your energy of what you want. And I'm talking as a husband and a father to your kids or to your future kids if you don't have kids yet. You have to be so clear in your energy and you have to be willing to follow through
Hmm.
with people that are not, if they're not showing up, they don't match that list. You need to be willing to
Yes.
date other people.
Yes.
If you are telling him, I love you, I want to be with you, he doesn't match your list, so you're in this, and you're being intimate with him, you're giving him mixed signals. So
Mm.
he's just mirroring that back to you. You're abandoning yourself by being with someone that's not choosing you.
Mm.
Ooh, let me say that one more time. You, baby girl, are abandoning yourself. You're abandoning that little girl in
Yes.
you to be with someone that's not choosing you. That's the pattern you're playing out.
Yes.
So, your starting point, babe, is to decide what you want. Okay.
Mm.
Now, you can have a quick chat with him. We had a quick chat, FaceTime. Hey, I got to talk to you just so
Yeah.
you know it's not working. Okay. You're not triggered. You're not triggered. You're just like, hey, I'm going to date for marriage now. Have a nice life. Okay. With a smile on your face. And that's it.
Yeah.
You don't need to over explain. You don't need to, you shouldn't have done this. You don't need to, scold him, cuss him out, emasculate him, disrespect him. Don't do any of that.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to have class when we do this.
Yeah.
You are just, even if it hurts, you just
Yes.
have a quick conversation. This isn't working. Okay. And then you start rotationally dating. But here's the thing, ladies, that I want to caution you with. Even if you break this up with this guy who's breadcrumbing you, if you haven't truly done your inner healing, if you haven't truly taken time to re-regulate that nervous system,
Mm.
understand how to communicate with the masculine, you are going to keep playing in these patterns with other men.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's so important to add to your point to really be super clear in
Yes.
your communication, in your energy,
Mhm.
because what can happen at times is you really like him. He's a
Yes.
provider, he's financially taking care of you, and
Mhm.
you start to allow certain things that you probably don't like, you start to look past them. So
Mhm.
you want to be clear in your energy, in what you're looking for, and
Mhm.
you have to make the decision. We always talk about this. Make these decisions logically. You don't want to make
Mhm.
this decision with emotion
Mhm.
because your emotion is going to tell you something different than
Mhm.
what your eyes are showing you. So be super clear. Be okay with if it
Mhm.
doesn't work out.
Mhm.
And when you do that, the right guy, you'll attract the right guy because your energy is leading you to,
Yeah.
okay, this is what I need and want. I'm not just accepting anything because they check a couple of boxes. So
Yeah.
being super clear and not being attached to the outcome is so key in those situations.
Yeah, so good. And just as an example, this will encourage you ladies so much. We had a lady come to us about 5 months ago in the
Mm.
FEA, and she really wanted to get married. She was a single mom. She was dating a guy. He was not showing up. I think they were in a
Mhm.
relationship for about 2 years. Okay. And once she started working with us, we helped coach her through the situation. She let go of the guy. She started dating for marriage, rotationally dating for marriage. She literally did everything we teach in the Feminine Energy Academy. She is now engaged and
Yes.
she's getting married in a couple months.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And
It
living her
works.
best and to a fully provider
Yes.
man, to a fully provider man. And here's the thing that she said that so many of our women tell me once they start dating again in the Feminine Energy Academy is they choose men differently now.
Mm.
So they're choosing men that they never would have
Yes.
chosen before. Okay, and that's key, and that shows you that you've actually done your inner healing. That shows you that you've actually up-leveled your skills, where you know how to pick a healthy provider type
Yes.
man, even if he doesn't look like it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, so true, so good. Bonnie is in the house. Bonnie
Hey,
from the
Bonnie.
Feminine Energy Academy. Good to see you on with us tonight. So TJ Money, what's going on? Says, so is it a red flag if a man does not post pictures of the two of you on their social
Mm,
media page?
go
I'm
for
not
it,
laughing
baby.
at you. I'm laughing because that was me. Uh, and I'm not going to say in every case. I'm not going to say in every case, but that can be a red flag because It can
Yeah,
be.
babe, why do guys do
Well,
that?
guys do it because they don't want to show. They want to keep their options open. They want other people to know that they're available. Other women, they want to be able to talk to other women online.
Yep.
And ladies, if you hear this from a man right here, just run the other way. When
Mhm.
if you have guys that are like, well, I want to keep my personal relationship off of Facebook. Most of the time, unless you're talking about a professional guy, someone who may be a star or something, maybe well known,
You
I
can
can
still.
I can understand if at the beginning,
Yeah.
right, that they
Yeah.
might not want to do it.
Yeah,
But
that makes sense.
for the most, because that was kind of something, not with you putting both of us up, but you really didn't want a social media presence
Yeah.
initially, is what you end up saying. But if most of the time, what happens if he doesn't want to show you, he doesn't want to post you, he's out here. He has a roster. He's not rotationally dating. He has a roster. He doesn't want to lose any of his players. You
Mhm.
might not be the point guard. You might just be coming off the bench, and he doesn't want to put it out there that
Mhm.
you're on his team. So he'll avoid it. He'll tell you whatever he needs to tell you
Mhm.
to not put you out there. Because what happens with a healthy masculine energy man is they'll want to make sure people know, this is my lady.
Oh yeah.
Hey, she's not on the market.
You should
Whatever.
go look at your Instagram
Exactly. Go
now.
listen. Go look at my Instagram, and trust me, men who are with women that they really want to be with, they'll show them off. But if they're still in a phase where they're figuring it out, where they have a roster that they're juggling, you're not the one that they're going to put on there, or they're going to have like fake accounts or whatever the case is, and it's just too much. You don't want to go through all that.
Yeah.
So if he's doing that, it is a red flag. I can't say for sure
Yeah.
that he's doing other things, but it's definitely something that I would be well aware of. And I would question, not
Mhm.
him, I would question, is this the person that I want to be with if they're not willing to share me with the world?
So good. And can I just say for the ladies, don't put men on your social media until
Mm-hmm.
there's a ring on your finger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? My husband did not show up on my social media until there was a ring on my
That's so
finger. That
true.
was my first
Yeah,
post
that's so
with
true.
him. Okay? And because you are protecting yourself, you're protecting your reputation
Yeah.
as a woman, you're protecting your purity as a woman, and you're protecting your standards as a woman. You like we all know this, and there's no guilt or shame for the ladies that are doing this, but we look at people differently when they're in and out of relationships. They're
Yes.
okay, she's posting another guy. Okay, now
Oh,
she's posting another
who
guy.
is
Or
this dude?
who's
Right?
this guy? Oh, he's not gonna last, right?
Yeah.
And then you're inviting that energy into your world, right? Don't do that. Right. And no one is worthy to be on your social media until you're
Mm.
married to them and or until you're engaged to them.
Yeah.
So I had made that decision a long time
Yeah.
ago that I was like, there's no way that any man is going to be on my social media until there's a ring on my
Yeah.
finger. And of course, now every single video post that we do is
Yes.
both of us together.
Yes.
But so for ladies too, don't be posting guys on there. They haven't earned that spot.
Yes.
Okay.
No, and literally we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Until he commits to you and puts a ring on your finger, you're married, you're single. He's single.
Yes.
So even putting
Yeah.
that pressure on him to post you, because we don't believe in boyfriend and girlfriend,
Nope.
right? We don't believe in that title.
Yeah.
So if you're boyfriend, girlfriend, dating for years, until you have that ring on your finger,
Hmm.
neither one of you have earned the right
Hmm.
to be on that person's page,
Yeah.
because you're just another person that they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And it shows because they haven't committed to you and you haven't committed to them.
Exactly. And so for you as a woman, if that's triggering for you, you're like, no, he needs to post me on social media. He needs to post me on social media. That's actually a sign of that anxious attachment style.
Mm.
Okay. That is that you need to overdo it. You're chasing your trigger because you're feeling abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So instead of getting mad at him for not posting you, I really invite you, babe, to heal that. And
Mm.
for the new people here, I have an attachment style quiz in the Feminine Energy Academy, and that will actually go through, the different attachment styles that you might be playing in and how that's showing up in your nervous system and in your relationships. And you can't be in your magnetic, juicy, soft feminine energy that men go insane for and crave and want to marry until you heal your nervous system, babe. If your nervous system is dysregulated, I don't care if you're a 10 out of 10 babe. You could be successful, you could be a nice church girl. It does not matter. If your
That's true.
nervous system is dysregulated by default, you will lean into your masculine energy, not your feminine, and you will repel men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. TJ Money said, "Oh, what do you say? What is she? I don't know if TJ Money's a man or a woman. So help me out, TJ Money. Oh, abandoning self to be with someone who's not choosing me. That hit hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
point that we made
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Ashley says, love bombing versus spoiling, totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what questions we have. So many good comments and questions on here as well. And this is from Ashley right here. Ashley says, what about if he did something wrong? Do
Mm.
I assume he should know how to apologize the way I need, or do I teach him how to treat me? That's a loaded idea for me. And I'll just go into it real
Yeah.
quick
Go for it,
because
babe. Great
everything
question.
has context to it. So when you're talking about this, if you did something wrong, it's really about first, is this your husband? Is this someone you're dating? Is this someone
Mm-hmm.
you're engaged to?
Mm-hmm.
Because the context behind that is if you're just dating them,
Mm-hmm.
then you're rotationally dating. So if he's doing stuff wrong or if things aren't working the way you want, don't try to fix him.
Yeah.
Don't try to teach him because you want someone who's whole and someone who's ready, someone who understands how to
Yeah.
work in a relationship, someone who understands that okay, this may have happened. Let's have this conversation. That's why we talk so much about over communicating.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't check these boxes and you're just dating them, and but you really like them, you have to be willing to let go, detach,
Mm-hmm.
and allow them to get their own healing. I'm never really for, unless you're married, like
Yeah.
when you're married, you're teaching each other how to love you, how to
Yes.
do things that you enjoy. It's a process and we're working with each other. We made a covenant agreement
Mm-hmm.
that we're willing to work through whatever
Mm-hmm.
and understand each other. So you may need to
Yeah.
teach each other things, have conversations. But if you're
Mm-hmm.
just dating, is this just someone you really like? Or if you just have a sexing relationship, then don't waste your time. Remember, he's single, you're single until he puts a ring on your finger.
So good. And actually, research shows, I was just looking at this the other day, that the divorce rate is so much higher for people that live together before they're married. And the reason why is because you're not in covenant together.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that safe, secure relationship with each other. Now, we understand that there's some marriages that are super toxic and unhealthy, and that's a different scenario. But typically, when you have a God-centered marriage,
Yeah.
and you have the skills and the support, like you are learning, you have mentors, you have coaches that are helping you like really learn how to communicate with each
Mm-hmm.
other, the feminine way, the healthy healed feminine way, the healthy healed masculine way. Then you have that safe place to heal, to grow, to teach each other, to love on each other. You're committed to winning, you're on the same team. But if you're just
Yeah.
dating around in situationships, you don't have that covenant, you don't have that protection.
Yeah.
So what you're actually doing is just creating more trauma for yourself
Mm.
that you're going to have to heal.
Yeah.
And I know that's like not what a lot of people want to hear, but the sooner you catch this, babe, and the sooner you can get healing from it and letting it go, the sooner you can clear space to receive what's actually meant for
Yeah.
you, the husband that's actually meant for you. And just a perfect example, right on the live stream, my nail broke. Like I just got my nails done.
Yes.
My nail broke. His first response, I didn't have to say anything. We're getting that fixed first thing tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Right? Like that's just how my husband is.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way.
Mm.
This is the type of husband I called in.
Mm.
This is the type of husband that I became an energetic match for.
Mm.
He was a bachelor forever
Yes.
before that, right?
Yeah.
So this stuff doesn't just happen, ladies. Like you got to become the energetic match for a certain type of man that wants to over communicate, that wants to take care of you and spoil you and just knows what to do.
Mm.
Obviously, there's stuff that we, had to help each other with, but it's always coming from a really safe, secure place, not from a place of trauma and toxicity. Yeah.
So true, so true. And Alicia, who's in our Feminine Energy
Hey,
Academy, good
Leisha.
evening. She says, a guy I'm dating mentioned to me because I haven't responded all he mentioned that I'm going MIA again. And this happens all the time. No text, no call, but honestly, I feel like I feel like the phone with both ways. I guess she's saying she's feel like it goes both ways. And just to this situation, and
Yeah.
of course, we know a little bit more because you're in the Feminine Energy Academy. We have
Mhm.
conversations. But really, one thing you have to look at is what type of guys you're attracting. Are you attracting the same
Mm,
type of guys? Are you kind
mm,
of going in the same type of cycle in your relationships where it's misunderstanding, where it's miscommunication? And if that's the case, then you have to really look at, for one, the first thing you look at is, am I ready? Am
mhm,
I healed? Because understanding that your desire is to get married, and a lot of times when we're getting information, when we're
mhm,
hearing stuff, it's hard to just, because it's like we know what to do, so we want to go ahead and make it happen. But it's important that you get the healing needed, because what will continue to happen is you'll continue to attract nice guys. You'll continue to attract guys that may want to be in relationships, but it's that same area where the miscommunication
mhm,
or where the misunderstanding comes. And
mhm,
now it's like, well, I'm not going to be in this situation. It's the same response, and it's a lot of time that could be wasted. So really look and see, is it something that you need to make some changes on?
mhm.
Because like Tosh always says, you're a reciprocal match for the people that come your way.
Mhm, exactly. Yeah, I would agree with that. Is how are you choosing these guys, babe? Are you choosing them based on physical attraction, or are you choosing these guys based on the stuff that we teach you in the Feminine Energy Academy?
Mhm.
So that would be my first question. The second thing I would be wondering and just curious about is, do you feel like you are avoiding a little bit? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Maybe you're just going like an hour, a couple of hours because you're legit busy. And if he's triggered by that because you have a life, then don't worry about it. But if you're actually avoiding, and I don't know if you are or not, but if you actually are avoiding and just like not responding, then men are going to fall away because men will pursue you,
Mhm.
but they also, you need to receive them.
Yeah.
Right. And so if they don't feel like you're receiving them, and I'm not saying you need to answer that second, but if it feels like pulling teeth to get to know you, men will just they'll move away. They can feel your energy too,
Yes.
right? So yeah.
Yes, and we had another question. This was from a guy. So many guys jump on too.
Yeah.
Alexander said, "What about guys who don't have Facebook or Instagram?" And again, everything that we say is generally
Mm.
speaking. Every situation is different.
What's the question about in
When
there?
they were talking about not sharing online, like sharing pictures, and of course, the first thing that we said is that it depends on the level of relationship that you're at. But if you're dating for marriage, if you made that commitment with each other and you don't have social media for whatever reason, then I mean, it happens, so it's not like every situation is the same. But if you don't have social media and you're not putting them on there, then it's nothing that anyone can do.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a reason behind why you don't have it, or if you're hiding, like, okay, I don't want a social media because I don't want to put you on. It's so many situations. But if you
Mm-hmm.
generally just don't have social media,
Yeah.
then it is what it is. There's nothing that can be done. Maybe you just choose not to have it. And whoever the person is, it comes out anyway. It comes out if
Mm-hmm.
you have social media, it comes
Mm-hmm.
out in person. So you don't want to just use that as the gauge, but you just want to see how the person is on a day-to-day basis. That'll let you know what you need to know. But again, that's only if you're in a committed relationship that's looking for marriage that we can speak into,
Yeah.
right? We don't speak into girlfriend boyfriend relationships.
Yeah, exactly. So the biggest thing that I want you to catch, and this is for everyone that's watching right now, is just noticing the patterns that you're playing in.
Mhm.
Right? Just notice from a place of curiosity and love, not a place of judgment. But that will tell you so much is okay, maybe this is a one off. For example, the guy being inconsistent.
Mhm.
Maybe that's a one off, okay? Not a great communicator. Okay, one off. Or is this a pattern?
Mhm.
Is this a pattern? Do you have a pattern of attracting men that they're hot and heavy at the beginning, they're pursuing you at the beginning, and then they fall away? That's a pattern, babe, that you need to heal because everyone around us is simply mirroring our energy. It
Mm.
could be a skill gap, but most likely it's an energetic thing that you're playing in, and it's an attachment style. It's a wound, a childhood wound. There's an abandonment wound maybe there. There's something going on there that you keep playing
Yes.
in,
Yes.
right? So get curious and get the healing. I mean, this is what we're doing. The faster you heal it, the faster you get to attract different types of men.
Yes.
And I mean, obviously for men as well, do the same thing.
Yes.
But we're talking to the ladies right now
Yeah.
where it's like the masculine responds to the feminine. the masculine responds to the feminine. So that's why we'll talk about, like, for example, with my husband, not posting any girls. And then once we're together and we're engaged and married in, 8 months, I'm all over his social media.
Yeah.
So the masculine always responds to the feminine. Okay. So ladies, for you, you heal that. You heal these love blocks, and you'll see things change in your life for
Yes,
sure.
definitely. And TJ Money got it. TJ Woman, TJ Money is a lady, so we can address you in that way moving forward. But Winnie's World said, "Is not deleting a dating app a deal breaker if one person deletes and the other person keeps the apps?" But in context, we hadn't spoken about this topic deeply when we should delete the apps yet. And all of that always comes down to, are you all in a relationship? Are you getting married? Are you dating? Because unless you, and I'll continue to repeat this,
Yeah.
unless that person has a ring on their finger, that's not even up for discussion as far as what they're doing, who they're dating.
Yeah.
If they want to stay on the app, then that's up to them, because apparently you haven't made that commitment quick enough, and they want they're still looking. Apparently, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. Is it right or wrong? Who knows? But they're still looking because they don't trust that you're ready to commit to them. So when people are ready, because we met on a dating app,
Yeah.
you don't have to tell them to delete it. You don't have to
Yeah.
have that conversation like, can you delete it while you still got it up?
Yeah.
That's not even a conversation that you would have with people that are committed to each other. That naturally happens. And a lot of times, if you have to have that conversation, then you probably, as a woman, should continue rotationally dating. As a man, continue doing what you're doing. But that's not a conversation I would even consider having.
Yeah, we never once had that
No.
conversation ever. I didn't, that stuff didn't matter to me. And I'll tell you why. Because I had done so much healing. And so for you as a woman, if you are worried about the guy still being on dating apps, one, you're with the wrong person. And two, you need to heal. Okay. Because like what we teach is the reason why people get so attached so quickly is because you're deciding this one guy that's giving you attention or is pursuing you, he's the one for you. He might be the one for you. Maybe he's not. But you don't want to just throw out all your options just because this guy is giving you a little bit of attention. Right? But if you do it the way we teach, where you're coming from, you've healed your nervous system, you've healed your attachment style, so you're not getting attached and triggered to a certain guy so quickly, right? You're dating for the purpose of marriage, you have timelines, all of these things. When you do that, you're not going to get attached to the guy, and you're not going to care if he's talking to other girls because you're not sleeping with him. You're not sleeping with him, and you have other options. Ladies, the reason why you struggle with this is because you don't feel like you have other options. You as a woman, I promise you, when you do the stuff that we teach, and this is not just for me, this is for my other ladies as well. When you're healed and you're secure and you're more attached to getting married versus a specific guy, and you have options, you're not going to obsess about one guy. Because if he's the wrong guy and he falls away, great. If he's the right guy and he steps up for marriage, great. You're not going to be worrying about who is he talking to.
No.
Yeah.
No, you don't have time for that
Yeah.
at all. Yahweh's Child says, hello. What is a healthy amount of communication in the beginning stages? Should a man be the one following up, or should the woman touch base if no communication is daily too much?
That's so good.
Yeah, speaking for us, when we first started talking, I was reaching out all the time. I was setting up times because we were actually in different countries. So, and we had stuff going on with work, with business. So it wasn't like I can just reach out whenever, because I wasn't available and she wasn't just available all the time. But it was important at the beginning for us because we liked each other. We wanted to get to know each other. First, that I was the one initiating the reaching out. So I was the one reaching out to her initially. She would follow up. And then for me, it was really setting time where we can talk, where we can FaceTime. It wasn't just texting. The texting stopped pretty quickly. We started FaceTiming. So it was me reaching out, me coming at her. I was reaching out every day. So it's different. I mean, it depends on who you are, what you want. But that works for us, me reaching out daily, talking on the phone, text messaging at the beginning, and FaceTime. So what usually happens is if a woman likes a man, him reaching out feels good. if she's not really into him, then it can be really irritating. If he's reaching out, he's a stalker or whatever the case is. But you have to know what works for you with your schedule, with your life, and just what you desire. And if he's reaching out, coming at you, that's a good sign, because men who are interested in women want to get to know them. We're reaching out, we're trying to set up dates. We're doing everything we need, like I did.
Mhm.
I was doing as much as I knew to do and much as I could do to get to know her. And
Yeah.
that's what men will do. So I don't want you to feel like he's doing too much
Mhm.
because he's coming at you. It's a good sign if he's trying to talk to you a lot, but you have to know what you want, what you need, and you have to base it off that. It's no right or wrong. He should reach out once every 4 hours. No, it depends on what you're looking for and what feels good to you.
That's so good. So, to summarize that, what we teach our ladies is the man really should be reaching out to you about 80% of the time,
Yes.
initiating the conversation about 80% of the time. And if his energy is mostly coming towards you, then it's okay to, initiate a conversation maybe 20% of the time. Don't get stuck on the formula. It's just that a man's energy should mostly be coming towards you
Yes.
and coming towards you consistently. Now, here's the thing, ladies. The reason why you're with men that are not showing up consistently, it's because of the type of men you're dating and choosing.
Mm.
This is a big deal, ladies. I, man, okay. No, there's just so much I need to unpack here.
Mm.
The reason so many women right now are choosing men based on physical attraction. So you're maybe you met him at a friend's house, at a party, at the
Yeah.
bar, on a dating app, does not matter. But you are dating men, you are choosing men based on physical attraction,
Mm.
chemistry, not based on signs of healthy masculinity. And that has nothing to do with his
Yes.
looks. Okay? So signs of healthy masculinity are men that know how to show up consistently. A lot of times these guys will feel boring because they're so consistent. They're busy providing, protecting, building businesses. They're busy working. They're busy. They don't care how they look. A lot of time these, unless it's like part of their profession where they
Yeah.
have to, present themselves a certain way. A lot of these times these guys are very basic.
Yeah.
They're like how my husband was, very basic dress. They don't care how they look. And these guys are getting overlooked
Mm.
because, not that my husband was being overlooked, but a lot of times these guys are being overlooked because you're picking men based on physical attraction and
Mm.
chemistry. And then you're getting mad because the guys that you're picking are not showing up for you consistently.
Yeah.
Versus the guys, the nice guys, the good guys who maybe don't dress the way you want them to dress, or maybe are not taller than you or maybe have a bald head. These are
Yes.
all the things that we hear, right? Maybe they have a little bit of a belly, a little bit of
Mm.
pudge, and you don't like that, right? You're not used to that. You don't like that. But those are the great guys
Yeah.
a lot of times.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of times those are the great
Mm.
guys because they're not into
Mm.
themselves. They're into taking care of people. And so guys that are into taking care of people, that are busy building businesses, running teams, making money, stuff like that, they're not in the gym 5 hours a day. They're not spending 2 hours getting ready. They're spending 5 minutes getting
Yeah.
ready. They're the ones that don't really care what they're wearing. They'll wear the exact same t-shirt every day. Right? Those are the best provider type. I'm
Yeah.
talking about my husband.
Yeah, that's me.
They
got
will-
a whole closet full of
Oh my gosh.
three
I
color
love it.
shirts.
I love it. Trust me, that was one of the first things I noticed about my husband is how much he didn't care about how he looked. And I was like, that's easy, right? So I
Exactly.
was very happy about that. Yeah.
Exactly. No, so good. We have Marky Glenn says, what do, well, I'll just say it the way it probably should be said. What if he's busy in medical school 6 days a week, but says he tries his best to communicate, but then goes 24 hours without communication,
Mm.
but then to meet, text me the next day?
Okay. So my first question to you, babe, is this guy younger than you?
Mm.
Is he younger than you? Okay, that would be my first question. The second question I would ask you is, have you decided who you're calling in as a husband? Like actually taking time to energetically decide who you're calling in as a husband and as a father. Because if you don't, what does it say? He's 22 and it's long distance. So he's a baby, right? Is that what it says? That he's
Yeah.
22?
22
He's a
long distance.
baby. He's a baby,
2
right?
years older
He
than
is
me.
he is
She's 20.
She's 20. Okay, so and you're young too. You're a baby.
Yeah.
So now you got to ask yourself, are you okay to
Mm-hmm.
wait? Because he probably is 100% focused on med
Yes.
school, which he should be, right? So if he matches your list,
Yeah.
if he matches your list and maybe you're working on things, maybe you're in school right now, maybe you're building a business right now and you're okay waiting, then that could work potentially. And then I would say do other things to really
Yes.
prepare yourself to be a wife and to really keep yourself
Yes.
busy and have your own life and spend that time
Yes.
just really getting to know yourself, right? And then it just because his energy can't fully come towards you right now while he's in med
Yes.
school. That's just not realistic,
Yes.
right? Now, if you're like, no, if you're like I got married really young in my first marriage. I was married by 23, but I was ready for that. Already had my degree. I was ready to start a family. Now, if you're in that situation, which is totally okay, ladies, right? Because we have a time frame to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're 20 and you're ready to get married and start having kids, then you have to start dating differently. You have to start dating other men.
Yes.
You can't wait around for a guy that's in med school.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So that would be my advice there.
Yeah, and we talk about this often as well.
Mhm.
It's really understanding what lifestyle you want to live.
Exactly.
And some people are okay if he's working because we know he's making money, especially in that field.
Yeah.
And you have to make that decision because if he's 22, he
Yeah.
probably has another 6, 8 years of schooling. If he's in the medical field, if he's looking to get a doctorate or whatever the case is, so you don't want to put pressure on him to
Mhm.
go out on dates because he's in a building phase.
Yeah.
And someone's going to be able to receive from him, and it might be you, it might not, but he's building. So in the next 6, 8, 10 years, he's
Yeah.
able to be that provider that he desires to be. But you really want to decide yourself because it's on you more than it is on
Yeah.
him. Are you okay with the lifestyle of a guy who's super busy, available a couple hours a week? And if you are, great, you have to go with it. If not, it's okay to move on. You're young,
Mhm.
you're figuring things out,
Mhm.
and you want to make a decision based on what you need and
Yeah.
what your love list is, instead of, okay, he's a nice guy, I'll just stick it out. No. What do you need? What do you want? What life do you want to live? Look at that, make a decision more so based on that.
Exactly. So one of the biggest thing that we teach you ladies on our YouTube channel, and then we go way deeper in the Feminine Energy Academy, is how to choose men. And one of those things is lifestyle that you want to live. That is so important for the
Yes.
woman. And that gets overlooked so much for
Mhm.
women, where you're not looking at the type of lifestyle you want to live. And for us older ladies, okay, that is something that I do not play around with,
Yes.
and that I teach my ladies. Trust me, that I picked my husband, part of the reason, one of the reasons obviously was the connection that we had and the values that we share, but it was also the type of lifestyle I wanted to live.
Mhm.
Okay? And so you need to pick men also based on the lifestyle that you want to live.
Yes.
Because we talk about this too, where there's different types of provider men. But do you want a man? Is it important for you that he's home? Or is it okay that he's traveling?
Yep.
Is it okay if he's doing night shifts? If he's, working at the hospital for 36
Yes.
hours at a time? If you're okay with that, great. That's amazing. Like we applaud you. But if that's not the type of lifestyle you want to live, then you got to start dating other
Yes.
guys, right? And so another thing too is if you do want to date a doctor, or you want to marry a doctor, then you can start dating older doctors. So one of the ladies that's currently in our Feminine Energy Academy, we're coaching her. She's currently seriously dating a doctor for marriage. And, she had to pick things differently. She had to choose differently. She had to stop choosing men based on physical
Yes.
attraction and chemistry and all that stuff that, a lot of women are doing. And she started, doing everything that we're teaching.
Yes.
She's done a lot of inner healing and choosing men to date based on, actual compatibility, actual lifestyle values, belief system. They have the same cultural background as well,
Yes.
and which is really important, and based on lifestyle.
Yes.
Right? So really, really important.
So important. And shout out to Isabella, who's in the Feminine Energy
Hey,
Academy,
Isabella.
jumped on to join us tonight. And babe, you can speak on this a little. We had Belina Lug said, "Too bad women can't dress ordinary and wear the same clothes and have men pick them up." Can you speak to
Yeah, I
that?
love
Because
that.
yes,
I
yes,
love that.
because
Yeah.
again, men are all about convenience.
Mhm.
So this is naturally how we are, how we're
Yep.
built.
Yep.
It's and but we're looking for the polar opposite when we're looking to date and marry. We're not
Mhm.
looking for someone who looks like us, who dresses like us, who thinks
Yeah.
like us,
Mhm.
who we're not looking for that. We
Mhm.
may have a couple of things in common, but we're generally looking for the polar opposite. So if
Mhm.
you don't put too much effort into your looks, most men will find women that
Yeah.
are that really take care of themselves because we're attracted to your look. We're attracted to what we see.
Mhm.
Then we'll figure out if you're the type of person who's for us. But
Yeah.
if you don't look the part, 99.9% of the time, a man will move on. We had a conversation with one of my friends, a
Yeah.
lifelong bachelor,
Mhm.
and he was just talking about his process of looking at women. And he gave an example of a lady who really had good energy, who
Mhm.
really was supportive. But then he looked at her, was like, nah, I can't. Not that she's not
Yeah.
attractive, but he wasn't attracted to her. And
Mhm.
that's key when it comes down to how men see things.
Exactly. So polarity is everything, ladies. So here's the thing, a lot of women, and I understand that. It's like, why can't I just roll out of bed, put on a t-shirt, and have men attracted to me? Right? Wouldn't that be nice? But the thing is, the masculine is about convenience. So they're about simplicity. They're not into their looks,
Yeah.
right? So if you want to attract that type of guy that's in his masculine energy, where he's not obsessing about his looks, he's obsessing about making money, building things, taking care
Hmm.
of you, making sure you and the kids are good, you want that type of guy, then he is going to be attracted to the polar opposite. That's what's going to cause that attraction and keep, you know, have you magnetized to him.
Yes.
So for you ladies, that's why it's so important that you do really understand the male gaze, what they're attracted to, which of course we teach on this channel and we go really deep in the
Yes.
Feminine Energy Academy. But if you can do that, you're going to stand out so much
Yes.
as a woman. You're going to have so many options
Yes.
because so many women are walking around in their masculine energy and in convenience mode. They got the short hair and the glasses. We love you if you're watching this,
Yes.
and we love you. Okay. But typically, masculine energy men are not attracted to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 100% true. So we have a couple questions I want to get to. The first one
Yeah.
is a follow up from Marky Lynn. She says he wants me to be a stay at home mom. Marky's a 20-year-old who's dating a
Oh, okay.
22-year-old.
Okay.
He wants me to be a stay at home mom, and I want to as well. But I get impatient with him
Mm,
because he went 24 hours without contact. And I
mm,
told him I didn't like that. And I'm regretting because I felt like I should have had more patience.
yeah. Okay. That's really good. So, are you guys seriously dating for marriage? Would be my next question.
Hmm.
Are you guys seriously dating for marriage? Like he has a timeline for you in the sense of like, okay, we're getting engaged next year for sure, type
Hmm.
thing, right? So that's really important. And then the other thing that I would really, really encourage you to do, babe, is get healing. Like, man, I wish I knew this
Hmm.
stuff when I was 20. How many of you watching right now wish you knew the stuff that we teach when
Yeah.
you were 20 years old? Right? It would have saved a lot of trauma and drama,
Mm.
right? So in the meantime, babe, it's really important that you really have your own life. Like you are building your own identity because otherwise you're going to default to him. You're going to keep abandoning yourself and default to him for your sense of security, for your sense of worthiness, for your happiness, for everything. And if he doesn't contact you, you're going to be anxious and stressed and triggered.
Mm.
So take that as a sign that you need to do some healing.
Yes.
Okay. Right now, we have a free trial in the Feminine Energy Academy. You can literally go in there for 7 days and binge watch
Yeah.
some of the healing content that we have in there. Go take the attachment style quiz. I mean, while you're waiting for him, you might as well do some healing, right? Get yourself ready to be a
That's
wife so
true.
you're not obsessing about the guy.
Yes.
Okay? So that's what I would encourage you to do for sure.
And TJ Money said, how long was it before you introduced the children to Coach B?
Oh, great question. So he didn't meet the kids until we started dating for marriage, seriously, like where we had a timeline. He came to Canada. Well, I guess you technically did meet them, but that was by
Yeah,
accident.
that's right.
It
That's
wasn't on
right.
purpose.
It wasn't a
It was a
setup.
God thing where our flight got we had a stopover in Chicago and then the flight got canceled And so he came in. I was freaking out
Yes.
because the kids were not ready. He didn't. I mean, the kids didn't know anything.
Right.
We
I was
weren't.
still Coach B at the time,
Yeah,
so
yeah, we weren't really dating
yeah.
seriously yet anyway, but so they kind of met him then, but they didn't really meet him as, okay, we are dating for
Hmm.
marriage, we're going to be getting married type thing, until
Sep-
he came into
yeah.
he came to Canada.
September 2023.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So he came to Canada. So once he finally moved to Canada to date me, like actually court me for marriage, that's when the kids met him.
Yeah.
And he was staying in his own place, he never stayed with us, and we did everything properly. Like, we even had a grief counselor help prepare the kids for that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't, and that was literally probably about over a year after we initially met.
Yeah.
So just to give a timeline on it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't right away. Let me see. We had a few more questions.
Really good questions, you
Yeah. TJ
guys.
said, "Oh Lord, yes. Oh Lord, me, yes." Let me see what other ones we have. Okay, Marco Lynn says he wants to get married in 2 years, and I believe that's still the same
Okay.
situation. And but literally, what Tasha's saying, literally, you want to make sure you get healing because it's a lot of nervous system
Yeah.
re-regulation
Yeah.
that needs to be done. And a lot of it comes because we may not have had, great examples. Like myself, I had both parents in the household, but it wasn't necessarily great examples of healthy relationships. So
Mhm.
you want to get as much as you can so you can go into it with the right mindset. You can't control the other person, but you want to do your part so you're
Mhm.
choosing right and so you're just relaxed in your emotions.
And so, what I would ask you, ladies, if you are currently dating a guy that is telling you that he wants to get married in 2 years, okay, you have to ask yourself, if in 2 years from now, this guy doesn't follow through or you guys part ways, how are you going to feel about that? Are you going to be okay with that? Right? So that's how you know if that timeline is okay for you as
Yeah.
a woman. So if you're like, no, I really want to have kids by the time I'm, 25 or whatever it is, then does that match your timeline? And if not, then I encourage you to date other people. And if you're meant to be together, it'll work.
Yeah.
And if not, this is why this is really important, is he could be blocking your husband from actually finding you
Yes.
someone that's actually ready to settle down and get married. So really take time, really look at, okay, who am I calling in as a husband and a father to my kids, a lifestyle, the belief system, our vision, our values, as he's showing up
Yes.
consistently. Those things are so, so important. And then look at your timeline. I decided, I had been single for 5 years, okay, 5 years, and I was like, okay, I'm getting too comfortable being single
Yes.
now. I'm avoiding. I'm getting married. Like, I decided next year I am getting married. And so I had just made that decision.
Yes.
And so at that point, I wasn't attached to anybody, even my husband, who is,
Mm.
I thought, was perfect for me and the kids. I didn't love him yet, but I was very um he was the one that was most compatible with me.
Yes.
But even still, I was not attached to him. I was very much like, it's this or something better.
Yes.
And I'm going to start dating for marriage. But before I even, was able to get to that, back on the dating apps, he came into my
Yes.
life and took me off the market.
And we have a
Yeah.
couple of good questions. I really like this one. I'm sure you'll like to respond to this as well. And this is from Progate. Said, I'm trying to understand why you say a man doesn't like a woman with short hair and glasses.
Oh, do you want to go ahead?
Well, yeah, I'll go first. And it's not that men don't like it because my wife wears glasses and I'm
Mm,
okay with that. And, I have sisters and family members that have short hair. But as far as what we're attracted to, what we're looking at, someone we want to be with, this is just, and this is a thing to know as well as a woman. A lot of times men don't know why. We just know what we like. We
yeah.
like women that have the long hair. We like women that take care of their bodies.
Mhm.
We like women that we're able to see their face because a lot of times, and I didn't know it until we really started talking about it, but when you have those glasses on, it's not allowing us to see who you are. So we
Mm,
want to see who you are. We want to be attracted to you. And the short hair, again, I have short hair. So it's too much like me. We
mm,
have the same hairstyles And one thing that women, I don't want you to get confused on, because men don't have sex with women with short hair.
Yeah.
They'll have situationships with women with short hair with glasses. They'll
Yep.
do it with women who have long hair. But
Yeah.
just because men are willing to sleep with you doesn't mean that men necessarily like or want to marry you, because okay, well, you might not have a problem getting a man, and you're looking like, okay, it's not an issue with me. But most guys, I don't care if it's extensions, I don't care if it's a wig, what the case is, it's not that most guys are looking for women that are all natural, but women that meet their requirements as far as just look good, take care of themselves. And part of looking good and taking care of yourself for me and for men is you putting effort towards areas where I might not put effort towards, in the
Exactly.
way you dress, in the way you put on your makeup, the way you do your hair. If you're just getting up, rolling out of bed, and you just put a little gel on on your head and you leave, something in us doesn't feel right. Like, okay,
Hmm.
I did that too. How long it took you to get ready?
Yeah.
It took five. It took me 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. That just doesn't resonate with us, and most men aren't attracted to women that look like them.
Okay, so here's the big thing that we want you girls to catch. We help women understand how provider, high value masculine energy men think, how their brains are wired. Okay, and we're not talking about all guys. We're not, they're like exactly what you're saying. There's going to be men that are more in the receiving feminine energy that like women with short hair and glasses, and they're attracted to that. But typically, there's a couple things. One, typically women with short hair and glasses, and please don't get triggered by this, but if you're triggered, that's okay. It's a sign you need healing anyway. Typically, women that have really short hair, glasses, are in convenience masculine energy. You're in your masculine energy because why do you have short hair? You have short hair for convenience. You're wearing glasses because convenience, right? And once again, I'm an eyeglass wearer. I wear my glasses all day long at home, and then when we go out and about, and when I get ready, I take my glasses off. Okay, so it's not so much that you have glasses and you have short hair, it's the energy you're embodied in. You're embodied in this energy of convenience. I'm busy, I need to get stuff done, I need to take care of business. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong right now. For all my ladies that are maybe still watching and haven't scrolled away, that are wearing glasses every single day, have the short hair, you are probably boss babes. You're masculine energy women in the sense of you got to take care of business, right? You might be the single mom. You are, you're the professional. You don't have time to put into how you look, right? And it's subconscious. And I can say this because I've been coaching thousands of women for years. So I know the patterns. I can spot them from a mile away. And maybe you do attract men, but just ask yourself out of pure curiosity and self-love, not judgment, what type of men do you attract? I'm willing to bet you attract younger men. I'm willing to bet that you attract men that want to be taken care of or need to be taken care of, that you're in the driver's seat, that you're the one that takes care of them. Tell me if I'm wrong. You can let me know in the comments if I'm totally wrong. Okay. Here's the other thing. Even if I am wrong, okay, maybe you're the exception to the rule, and that's okay. Amazing. You have the short hair and you have the glasses. Are you happy with the type of men that you're attracting? Are you married to a provider masculine energy man? Let me know in the comments right now. And I'm not talking, you guys have been married for 25 years and you haven't changed anything. I'm not talking about that. We coach women that are re-entering the dating scene. Okay, it's a different situation. We coach women, and my job is to help increase your chances of attracting a high value provider energy man. That's why we do this. Okay, we're trying to get the single women hitched. Okay, we're trying to get the single women not only hitched but hitched with provider type men. So if they don't want to work, they don't have to work anymore. Okay, if you want to stay home and have your little hobby business, you can do that. If you want to have your big business but it's not to pay the bills, yes. Okay, these are the type of women that we coach. So tell me if I'm wrong.
No,
I'm worked up right now. No, in a good way. In a good way. I love you. You guys know I'm having fun with you, right? Okay. So just observe. Just get curious. Go watch high value men Men that have money, men where they're married to women or with women where the women don't have to work.
Yeah.
What do those women look like?
Yeah.
Are they
Yes, they take
overweight?
care of themselves.
No, they're not overweight. Okay, we're not talking about you need to be skinny mini, but they're not obese. Do they take care of their hair? Do they take care of their skin and nails? Do they take care of how they look? Right? So you got to look at these
Yeah.
patterns, ladies, and instead of getting triggered by it and be like, oh, he just wants a
Yeah.
passport wife, blah, blah, blah. He just wants a young babe. No, look at what provider, masculine energy men that have options,
Yes.
because those type of men have options, what they are attracted to.
Yeah.
And they are attracted to the polar opposite.
Yeah.
They're not attracted to testosterone.
And Ashley agreed with your point. She said,
I love you guys.
"That's why I had my hair short. It was easy to get myself ready
Exactly.
in a rush before getting all the kids together and run out the door." So
Yeah.
it's right on point with what you're saying. And I do want to go to this next point because we're ready to go in and just give details. But this is a good point that we can discuss as well. She says, "This is Amy P6. Life is hard. Why are women being punished for convenience? So we have to choose between real security or a man who holds a dollar over our head." Now, now I'm not sure I'm not sure about the man holding a dollar over your head or anything like that. But the reality is, you have to look at where you're at in your life and has what you, and this is not you, but just in general, your decisions and what you've done to to attract men or what type of relationships you've been in, is that something that you desire, or is it not what you desire? Have you not gotten that relationship you want? And the reality is that we have to do things to attract the opposite sex.
Yeah.
And that's the reality behind it. As men, you have to become providers. You have to be protectors. If you're not, then you most likely won't attract that nice looking woman that you desire. And the thing is, in most cases, men have gotten rejected so much that that's just in their DNA to understand it and to make the change.
Yeah.
It's really just understanding it. And it's nothing against you, Amy, or anyone else. It's just you understanding what people want. It's the same when we think about jobs.
Yeah.
What do they want from this job? What needs to be on my resume? What experience do I need to qualify for this job? If we don't have the experience, we won't even apply for the job. But when it comes to relationship, things aren't any different. You have to meet the requirement. Your resume must show that you meet the requirements, what the male is looking for and what the woman is looking for. If it doesn't fit, then you have to realize that maybe this job isn't for me, or maybe this person is for me. But the great thing about it is our Feminine Energy Academy, and just how easy it is for women to glow up. Your resume can change once you make the different changes within your life. So even if you may not have, look the way that those men that want to provide for you want, it's just a couple of small changes. It just may be your hair, it just may be your makeup, but you have to come into agreement with this is what they want. And I'm doing it for them, but I'm also doing it knowing that this is helping me just love myself, just relax and just be myself, because most women love pampering themselves.
Yeah.
Most women love taking care of themselves. It's just that they're in their masculine, they're probably working, have kids, they don't have time. And you have to create time for what you want. If you want that provider man, then you have to make that sacrifice and do some of the things that he wants. Otherwise, you won't attract him. That's just the reality of it.
Okay, let's get deeper into this. First of all, honey, what do men have to do?
Oh.
Like, what do men? Because women are complaining, like, I have to do all
Yeah.
this for the man. What do women have to do? Otherwise, you'll get overlooked.
Oh man. Oh, first off, you have to make sure that you have something stable, a stable, not only stable now, but you have to have a business, you have to have a job, you have to have something that shows that you can provide, not just pay the bills, but you have to provide for that family no matter what. So
Yeah.
you have to come in having that together. It's not something that, okay, once we get together, I'll show you that I have it. We'll work together. No, you have to come in already that provider. You have to be that protector for the household, for the lady. If you don't show these signs that you can protect her, that you can provide for her, that you
Mhm.
can take care potentially of her kids, your kids that you're having together,
Mhm.
you don't have a chance as a
Yeah.
man. You literally don't have a chance if you're staying in the wrong neighborhood, if you're
Mhm.
driving the wrong car. You don't have a chance with a lot of ladies who
Yeah.
are looking for provider men because that's showing signs of unhealthiness in that
Yeah.
area
Yeah.
for the woman. He's unhealthy in his finances. He's unhealthy in being able to provide and protect.
Yeah.
He's small.
He's emotionally
Yes,
unavailable.
he's like, if you don't have these things in order, then you get axed out and you have to go back to the drawing
Yeah.
board. You have to work on your education.
Yeah.
You have to skill up.
Yeah.
You have to do all these things before you're able to attract her. I think the biggest thing is men understand it and make those adjustments.
Yeah.
And sometimes ladies have a more challenging time understanding it, but that's what we do in the Feminine Energy Academy, right?
Yeah.
We help the ladies out.
Exactly. So women get triggered by this, but it's like, but guys have to do a lot of things too,
Yes, very
right?
much.
They have to do things too to be ready
Yes.
to attract a high quality woman,
Yes.
right? If he's emotionally unavailable, if he's not
Hmm.
showing up financially, if he's not consistent in providing, protecting you, then he's not going to have a chance with you,
Yes.
right? So it works both ways.
Yes.
That's okay. So that's one thing. And the
Yes.
other thing too, babe, we're not doing this for men. Yes, we understand what the male gaze is attracted to, but he's attracted to
Mm.
signs of health and wholeness in the woman. So this, it's a win-win situation for you as a woman. You cannot convince me as a woman, you cannot convince me this, that you abandoning yourself to take care of everybody around you, kids, work, men, people, you put zero effort into how you look, how you
Yeah.
feel. You're not taking care of your
Come on.
hormones. You're not taking care of your body. You are not sleeping properly. You cannot convince me that you feel good as a
Come
woman.
on.
You can't. And because that's what leads to hormone issues. That's what leads to low self esteem. That's what leads to burnout, right? So, what we're saying, ladies, the feminine energy way of doing things is you stop abandoning yourself. You start to take care of yourself. You have your own glow up. So your confidence increases. So your hormones are balanced. So you're looking like a delicious snack. So your body is feeling good. You actually feel good in your body, not feeling bloated. Okay. Right. You don't got that stubborn hormone belly fat anymore and indigestion and all this stuff. No, you are feeling
Yes.
good. You feel good about your hair. You feel good about your skin. You feel good about your nails. You're getting your beauty sleep. All the things we teach our girls in the Feminine Energy Academy. What happens is when you choose you and you have a secure attachment with you, your nervous system is regulated and healed, you look better
Yeah.
and then you attract better. That's what we're teaching our
Yes.
ladies.
And
Okay?
when guys go through all that to get in position
Yeah.
to attract to get the woman that they desire, guys aren't going to just go after anything.
Yeah.
It's like they put all this time in, we put all this time and work in. Now we're in position to get what we want. We're going to get what we want because we know this is what she needs. This is what she wants. We're not getting it just because we're good and we're, funny and we're attractive. No, we're getting the
Yeah.
ladies that we want because we have what they desire.
Yeah.
So we've done all the work. We've
Yeah.
done everything that they need. We've checked all their boxes.
Yeah.
Now we can present ourselves to them.
Mhm.
And now we can come with our chest up high saying, okay, I'm ready to provide for whoever that is. And
Yeah.
that's why sometimes men wait till they're 35, 40, 45 years old
Yeah.
before they get married, before they get into a relationship, because they're spending 10, 20 years preparing to be the man that the woman needs.
So good, baby. Okay. And one more thing I need to just kind of hit home with you ladies. Okay. Because I saw this video today of this doctor, and he's talking about how there's this whole generation of men that are basically dying out in the sense of they're in their 30s, they're in their 40s, and they're choosing not to get married. And a lot of times they're not, it's not that they're not choosing to get married, it's just they haven't found the right person.
Mm.
And so they're not reproducing, so they're not getting married, they're not having families, they're not passing down their legacy. And he was like talking about how sad that is or whatever, right? And, but the reason why this is happening, and it's not based on what he was saying, but it's because of how women, ladies, I'm talking to you for a second, it's how we choose men.
Yeah.
This is on us. We are the gatekeeper of the seed, of the baby, of the
Mm.
reproduction. We are. God's trusted
Hmm.
us with that. We are the ones that choose who to
Yeah.
reproduce with. We are the ones that chooses who to have
Yeah.
families with. And so, because there's so many wounded women right now that are in their masculine energy, that are choosing men based on physical attraction, based on chemistry, based on your trauma wounds, you're choosing men who are not ready to step up to be a husband and to be a father, but you're laying down with these men and you're reproducing children with these men,
Hmm.
right? Versus there's this whole population of men right now that are on the dating apps, that are building businesses, that are financially stable, that are doing their inner work, that love God, but maybe they don't look the way you think that
Hmm.
they need to look, and you're swiping right past them.
Mm.
And that's what basically that guy is talking about. And so he was, saying how it's so sad for these guys, but ladies, for you, we are the gatekeepers. So I really, really encourage you, ladies. I'm saying this in love and encouragement, that if you are just choosing the wrong types of guys, and you're choosing the wrong types of guys
Hmm.
because of the patterns you're playing in, then I encourage you to get healing
Yes.
and to learn how to date differently.
Mhm.
Okay, which is of course what we teach in the Feminine Energy Academy, how
Yes.
to choose differently. And that's the pattern that we see with the ladies that are now engaged and married, is they all say that they started to choose men differently once they started working with us, because they kept playing in the patterns with the wrong guys.
Yeah.
And once they shifted on who to look for, they changed their attachment style, they re-regulated their nervous system, they changed the energy that they were in, and then physically how they were choosing men. Now they're engaged.
Yeah.
Now they're married to provider men that want to be married. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And the thing is as well is in this area, especially now with social media, with dating apps, a lot of people just don't have the tools because it's a
yeah, they don't.
different generation,
Hmm.
different it's a new way of dating that's never happened before and that's
Yeah.
mainly online. And just like when we're out of shape, just
Yeah.
like when we want to eat better, we hire people, we get around people that can help us. One area that has been a challenge, and that's just for mankind, is seeking help in the area of relationship
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
a lot of times what we just hear or what we see isn't the right thing. So it's important just to take a step back, look at the results, and then make different decisions moving forward. And those decisions can't be made on your own. It's like, okay, I got myself in this situation, I'm getting myself out.
Hmm.
That attitude is going to have you repeating cycles, repeating the same type of men that you're dating. So it's really about getting with the community, listening and talking to people, not just that people just want to talk. It's a lot of people that want to talk.
Yeah.
Your girlfriends who are single
Dating
want to talk,
coaches.
dating coaches online that are single that want to talk, but people that are in healthy relationships, that
Yes.
the type of relationships that you desire to be in,
Yeah.
those are the type of people that you want to follow, that you want to listen to. Just
Yeah.
like I wouldn't listen to someone who has a different type of body style that I don't want. I'm not going to have you as my trainer. I
Yeah.
need trainers that are in shape, that
Hmm.
look like I want to look. And it's about the information that you're allowing yourself to be fed that's going to allow you to make those correct changes so
Hmm.
you're not going through those cycles of bad relationships, guys that aren't giving you what you desire, but you're getting the right information so you can move forward the right way.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we got to wrap this up. You guys
Yes.
have been asking so many amazing questions, but we do have to go now. If you want to ask us more personal questions about your situation, what you're going through, I really invite you to join our community, our private community, the Feminine Energy Academy. That's our coaching platform. That's where we can work with you.
Yes.
You can private message us in there. Plus, we have all of our trainings. Like what I would encourage you to do if you're watching this, you're watching the replay, you jump in, go take the attachment style quiz,
Yes.
find out what patterns you've been playing in. Plus, you'll get a game plan, an action plan on how to heal that. I would also encourage you to go through all the dating content, how to call in that husband. If you want to set up your dating profile, optimize your dating profile, we'll help you with that in there as well. You'll get our feedback. And the biggest thing is we will teach you how to to pick different men.
Yes.
We will teach you how to pick different men. This is what our women are using to get engaged and married. And we've had marriages and engagements every single month. Every single month. Okay. So what we're doing works. Plus, you get to work on your glow up, baby.
Yes.
We're actually starting another 90-day glow up challenge where you get me every day, checking in with you, holding you accountable, helping you. I have 5 workout plans, eating plans. I shouldn't say workout plans. I have 5 weight loss plans. Not all of them have workouts in there. So if you don't like the gym, you can still do this. We do inner healing. We work on your hormones. We work on snatching that waistline so you can be nice and tight and right and feeling confident. Yes. We work on, helping you. Oh my gosh, my nails getting attached to my hair. We help you with your hair. We help you with your skin, your nails, how you dress, all of that. All right. So you're going to get a private message from me once you come in. Make sure you answer that message. Let me know what's going on. And so I can give you the exact programs and trainings to help you get started.
Yes. And the link, Yahweh, the link is pinned to the top or the bottom, however it shows up on your side. And it'll also be on this video once it posts. The link will be there for you to join the Feminine Energy Academy with the free 7-day trial.
Yes, exactly. And I think Kiara's saying, I want to gain weight. Is that what she's saying?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I got you, girl. And we can do that as well in there. So, yeah. All right. We love you ladies so much. Thank you for staying on for so long with us and asking amazing questions. If you're watching the replay, you can comment your questions below and we go through our comments on YouTube all the time. Okay. We love you guys.